Hi, this is Prithviraj, and today's topic is Warshall's algorithm, which comes under Module 4 Dynamic Programming. First, let us see what you mean by dynamic programming. It is a method of solving problems with the overlapping subproblems, and every subproblem is solved only once. The result of each subproblem is recorded in separate table that gives the solution to the original problem. That is called as a dynamic programming. And some of the applications or examples of dynamic programming are multi-stage graph, 0 bar 1 knapsack, Floyd-Warshall algorithm, and Bellman-Ford algorithm. Before going to discuss about Warshall algorithm, let us see a term called transitive closure. Let us take G is equal to V comma E be a simple graph where V is the set of vertices and E is the set of edges. Let n be the number of vertices in a graph and the matrix P with the size m into n, m cross n, with the elements are given as P of ij. So P of ij is equal to 1 if there is a path from I to j, and it will be marked as 0 when there is no path. So that is called as a transitive closure. Wherever you find 1, that indicates that there exists a path from one vertex to another vertex. If it is 0, then that indicates that there is no path. Matrix P contains only zeros and ones, hence this is also called as bit matrix or Boolean matrix. Now let us see the steps to perform Warshall's algorithm. First is to calculate the adjacency matrix for the given graph. Second, select the first row and first column of a matrix. Then for each row and column, we have to compute Rk of I, j, which is equal to Rk minus 1 of I, j, or Rk minus 1 of I, k and Rk minus 1 of k, j. And after this, update the new value in a given matrix. And repeat this process until we compute all the rows and all the columns of a given matrix. Now this is the problem given. Apply Warshall's algorithm to compute the transitive closure for the following graph. And within this graph we have 4 number of vertices and the graph is a directed graph. And we can note one more thing, there is no edge, there is no weight given in a edge. So let us take the graph first, and as per our first step, we have to calculate the adjacency matrix for this given graph. And this is the adjacency matrix for including all the vertices of a graph, and wherever we see 1, that indicate there is a direct path from one vertex to another vertex. Next is to select the first row and first column of a matrix, and we'll take or we'll consider this matrix as R0 or R0 or of 0, and we'll take the values, in a row wise as well as column wise, the values are non-zero values. So as a column, so if you consider the column, we have a non-zero value at d comma a. So we'll record that value, and only one value is present in the column, which is a non-zero value. And if you see the row wise, there is only one non-zero value is present, that is a comma b. Then here d comma a is equal to 1 and a comma b is equal to 1, and hence d comma b is also is equal to 1. That means if there is a path from d to a and a path from a to b, then there exists a path from d to b. So we have to update this new value in a matrix. So we have updated the value initially it was 0, now it is updated to 1, and we'll take this matrix as R1. Next, we have to select the second row and second column, and we have to record the non-zero values. So in a column wise, wherever you find a value as 1, so that means there exists a path. So in a column wise, we have a comma b is equal to 1 and d comma b is equal to 1. In row wise, we have only one non-zero value, that is b comma d. So b comma d is equal to 1. In the first pair, a comma b equal to 1 and b comma d is equal to 1, then there exists a path from a comma d. So from a to d also there exists a path. So a comma d is equal to 1. So this is the first pair. And another is, if there is a path from D to B and from B to D, then there exists a path from D to D. So we will update this new value in a matrix. So new values have been updated successfully in a matrix, and we'll call this matrix as R2. Next, select third row and third column. In a column wise, we have only one non-zero value, that is d comma c. But you can observe, as a row wise, there exist no non-zero values in row wise, so that we have only one value across column. So no row value here. So update the new value in a matrix, and actually there is nothing to update here, but we will write on the same matrix once again, so that we'll call it as R3. Next, we'll select fourth row and fourth column, and we'll record the non-zero values through column wise as well as row wise. And across the column we have a comma d equal to 1, b comma d equal to 1, d comma d equal to 1, and row wise d comma a equal to 1, d comma b equal to 1, and d comma c is equal to 1. Now for all these column and row wise values, we have to find the combination, and we'll get the another value. That means we will get another path. Again we have one more value, d comma d is equal to 1. So now we'll find the combinations. A comma d equal to 1 and d comma a is equal to 1, then a comma a is equal to 1. Then for the second one, a comma d, d comma b, then there is a path from a comma b. A comma d, d comma c, hence there is a path from a to c. A comma d and d comma d, hence there is a path from a to d. Then b to d and d to a, so there is a path from b to a. B to d and d to b, then there exists a path from b to b. Now b to d and d to c, hence there is a path from b to c. B to d, d to d, hence a path from b to d. Then d to d, comma d to a, hence there is a path from d to a. Next, d comma d equal to 1 and d comma b is equal to 1, hence d comma b is equal to 1. D comma d equal to 1, d comma c equal to 1, hence there is a path from d to c which is equal to 1. D comma d is equal to 1 and d comma d is equal to 1, hence there is a path from d to d. Here it may repeat number of times, it may repeated, but the thing is there exists a valid path from one vertex to another vertex. Okay, so we have computed all the values and we got the new values as well. So here we'll update the newly got values in a matrix. So This is the value that we got in this iteration, and for this given graph, this is the transitive closure. So in the transitive closure, we can observe wherever you find 1, that means there exists a path from that vertex to another vertex, and only one row, that is called as a C, that is 0. That means from C there exists no path to any of the vertices. So that's all about Warshall's algorithm. So this is the problem for you. For this given graph, you have to find out the transitive closure and you have to submit your answer in the Google Classroom. Thank you.